Coal. It is the world's biggest source of carbon emissions and a major contributor to global warming.
Poland has more than 30 of the European Union's 50 most polluted cities.
This is the biggest and most carbon-polluting power plant in the whole of Europe. It is the Belatów power station.
For decades, it's been the lifeblood of the Polish economy and the main culprit in poor air quality. Poland would have to act today if renewable energy like solar and wind were to power this economy by 2030 and help it kick the coal habit.
The Bełchatów coal plant needed a plan to transition to clean sources of energy. And at Bloomberg Philanthropies, we knew we had to act.
Today, Bloomberg Philanthropies is expanding our global coal work with the aim of reaching the goal, no new coal plants after 2020. And we will work with countries around the world to accelerate plans for new clean energy projects.
When Mike got involved with the Beyond Coal campaign, we had a really ambitious goal of retiring a third of the U.S. coal plants. We beat that goal 4 years ahead of schedule. And as of today, we've helped secure the retirement of more than 70% of the country's coal fleet. Mike expanded his support for Beyond Coal campaigns to include Europe, Japan, and South Korea, and Australia. Since 2017, the European campaign has retired 50% of European polluting coal plants and transitioned to clean sources of energy.
Bełchatów is located in the very center of Poland and is the single biggest emitter of greenhouse gases in European Union. Also, Bełchatów is among the largest employers in the region.
It burns lignite, which is the dirtiest type of coal. But lignite in the region is going to run out by 2036. That puts the urgency for us to figure out how this region is going to find its new economic source.
To jest węgiel brunatny, wydobywany jest w tej odkrywce i spalany w elektrowni Bełchatów. Ta elektrownia Bełchatów została uruchomiona w latach 80. Tutaj ludzie przyjechali za dobrą pracą, za możliwością zamieszkania, których w tej chwili bezpośrednio w kopalni elektrowni zatrudniono 8 000. I w tej chwili w ciągu półtorej dekady mamy czas na to, żeby wypracować zupełnie nową wizję regionu, bardziej zieloną, bardziej optymistyczną.
Forum Energy is a European think tank for Poland. We provide analysis and opinions based on data how to safely and efficiently transform Polish energy system.
Forum Energy reached out to Bloomberg Philanthropies for support on a plan to phase out the Bełchatów coal plant.
The report could also be helpful to reach out to the European Commission to apply for the Just Transition Fund.
The Just Transition Fund is a fund designed to support coal mining regions in the transition away from coal. Initially, Bełchatów wasn't identified as one of the regions for the Just Transition Funds because we didn't really see any tangible elements of transition on the ground.
So Bloomberg Philanthropies reached out to our analyst partners at Bloomberg New Energy Finance to chart a path for how this power plant could transition to clean sources of energy while also creating opportunity for investment and jobs.
Bloomberg New Energy Finance, or BNEF, provided a lot of data for this report. In Bełchatów, you can make use of the existing power grid. So it would be a waste to not have any generation here once the lignite runs out. Coal plants have huge fixed costs. Wind and solar don't have any fuel cost. We found that there's enough land available within a 20 to 30 kilometer radius to install the amount of wind and solar you would need to replace approximately 80% of the generation of this power plant. But you cannot rely on just one technology. You need a mix. So solar and wind technologies are cheap right now, so you can start installing them already before 2030. And they can run simultaneously with some of the lignite units. We provided 3 scenarios of energy futures that would be possible. We looked at battery storage, biogas plant, green hydrogen, and we even considered small-scale nuclear. And this type of new innovative technology could bring a lot of investment and new jobs to this region.
The EU's Just Transition Fund aims to generate $111 billion over 7 years to help coal-dependent nations and regions move to a green economy. Poland is a clear candidate.
With the publication of the report, Bełchatów received 369 million euros of funding.
We want to use this report to provide the right kind of data and viable analysis. This report serves as a very powerful tool to use as a convening process and bring different stakeholders together. That's a very important part of transition. You want this to be an inclusive process.
W związku z tym po prezentacji raportu była bardzo żywa dyskusja, która trwa do dzisiaj. Delikatnie przechyliła szalę taką myślenia do tego nowego świata odnawialnych źródeł energii. W trakcie procesów, że ten raport rzeczywiście jest takim najbardziej konkretnym, syntetycznym opracowaniem, które pokazuje, że rzeczywiście jest szansa na utrzymanie tutaj w regionie takiej wiodącej roli energetycznej.
It's absolutely impossible to underestimate the role of this report that we co-produced together. The report provides concrete and feasible scenarios for Bełchatów and for this size power plant. Now Bełchatów can serve as a role model for not only in Poland but around the world.
Bloomberg Philanthropies is committed to working with best-in-class local and international partners and grassroots community organizations to transition Bełchatów to clean energy. The progress we've seen, thanks to Mike Bloomberg's early and steadfast leadership, has shown that transitioning Europe's largest coal plant is possible.
Our work is not done. We continue to provide additional supports to Bełchatów and for the rest of the coal regions.
We count our successes not only in terms of the impact that we have to solving climate change, but also in terms of the economic benefit, the number of lives saved, and the livelihoods we're providing for. The urgency to act is quite clear. Transitioning away from polluting coal is one of the single biggest steps that we can take to solve climate change and build a prosperous future world.